So I will be using the Zoom medium to record the lecture, and then I will post the recording on Canvas for every lecture. So you would have the opportunity to go back and listen to the lecture. So as you all know, we have the first 2 weeks of virtual online classes. So we'll continue with the Zoom lecture style, and you all figured out to get to the link. So I'm glad that it worked out for everybody. So this is how you're going to get to the lecture every time using that same link. So, and we have lectures Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we'll wait to hear from the university if we're allowed to go back in person, and I'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, we'll just continue with this medium. Okay, what I would like to do, I would like to start with introductions. It's a little bit different than what how we teach normally. So it would be great to get to know you by just, well, we have your name, just state your, well, I will call out your name, then you can state where you're from, and then fun thing you did this summer. And Rachel, one of our TAs, wanted us to have you say one boring thing about you. I don't know why, but she thought that would be funny. So, so one fun stuff, something you've done this summer, where are you from, and the one boring thing. I guess we're going to, I'll start. I am from Lebanon originally. I've been in the States for about 19 years, and in Minnesota a little bit over 13 and a half years. And one fun thing I've done this summer is I went with my daughter to a cabin in Park Rapids, and we stayed there for about a week, and it was very nice, and I didn't have to work at all for 7 days. One boring thing about me, I think I'm a workaholic, which could be boring. All right, I will move on to have our lab coordinator and TAs introduce themselves, and then their role as well. So as an instructor, I will be the main instructor for the class, obviously, and then we will have one guest lecturer, Gary Rhinexis, and I will be responsible for the entire class, obviously. But then we have other participants in the class that will be helping tremendously to make this class enjoyable and provide you with excellent experience to the best of our capabilities in the current situation. So I'll go have them introduce themselves and their role, one fun thing they've done this summer and one boring thing. So I will start with having Cindy, our lab coordinator, go.
Hi, I'm Cindy. I sent you an email yesterday about lab coats. That's the face with the email. And one fun thing I did was we were in the Boundary Waters last week, and our dogs went for the first time, and we all stayed in the canoe. No rolled canoes. I don't know if there was any boring things about summer. Summer was great. I loved it.
No, boring thing about you, Cindy.
Oh, I'm not boring. Maybe maybe to listen to. I'm sorry if I'm boring to listen to. You're going to see a lot of me in videos. But my apologies for that one. But yeah, no, summer was really good. Thank you. And
Okay.
I'm so excited to see these faces. I saw your names, and I made name tags yesterday for everybody's stuff. But now I see faces.
Great. And Cindy, you're from California originally, right?
From California, but I got my Midwest credibility in North Dakota for 5 years. There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I will be a TA that's mainly in the lab seeing all of you guys. I am originally from a lot of places in America. I don't really have a home base. I'm a PhD student with Pam, and one fun thing I did this summer I went to my lake house in Missouri. And one boring fact about me is that I like bacon.
And Rachel, what will be your main role as a TA?
Yeah,
if
so
you
my
have-
main role as a TA will be in the lab and assisting with that. I will also be grading the pre-lab quizzes.
Great. All right, so we'll go next to Allie, RTA.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Allie. I'm originally from Wisconsin, around the Milwaukee area. I did my undergrad here, and I'm now a master's student with Pam. And one fun thing that I did this summer was, like Pam, I went up to a cabin for a week with my family. I drove a jet ski for like the second time ever. And then a boring fact is that I need to have clean counters in my kitchen. And I will mostly be, I'm going to be half and half grading and in lab for a couple labs in the beginning of the semester.
Yeah, Ali will be mainly grading the quizzes and the midterm that you have. Okay, we'll go to Laura next.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura Eckhart. I am a second year master's student, also advised by Pam. I am originally from Georgia. And one of the fun things I got to do this summer was spend some time back there. I also got to go to a beach house with one of my really good friends from growing up, so that was really fun. My boring fact is that I cannot wait for the day that I have my own laundry machine and dryer again. I really miss that. And this semester, I am going to be working on all the stuff on Canvas. So if you have any issues with Canvas, let me know. I'll also be doing grading for the lab report questions part. And then popping into a couple of labs. You'll see me at the very first one, but then I'll be at a few at the end as well.
Great, thank you, Laura. We'll go to Fan.
Hey, hello. I'm also a master's student with Dr. Pam Ismail and co-advised by Georgina. And I'm mainly working on prep the lab stuff for you, and also I will be in lab. If you guys have any question, I will answer it. I'm originally from China, and this is my third year in United States. And one fun fact of me during the summer is I took care of a bunny for my friends for a month. And one boring thing is that I worked the whole summer in the lab.
That's not boring, that's educational, Fan. Okay, Brigitta.
Hi everyone, my name is Brigitta. I'm originally from Indonesia. I just recently received my bachelor's degree last spring. So I'm a first year master's student with Pam. Summer, I was in Denver for summer. I was doing my internship, but then I was also were able to went to Breckenridge in Cooper for hiking. And then one boring stuff about me is that I consider myself as a true introvert. So I really like spending time with myself in my apartment, reading, watching movies. And my main job as a TA will be assisting lab and also prepping the materials and reagents for your experiments.
Great, thank you all. And I will start by the students by alphabetical order. So I will say your name and you just start introducing yourself. So we'll go with Abby.
Hi, my name's Abby. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. This fun thing I did this summer, I went to Colorado for a week with my friends. One of my friends lived there. And a boring thing, I guess, I collect records. Kind of an older person hobby, but whatever.
I think that's a good thing about you. All right. We'll go to Al.
Hi, I am Allison, or I am from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. One fun fact about this summer is I got to visit my grandparents' cabin, which was really fun. And then a boring fact about me is that I used to live in Maple Grove.
Okay, thanks, Al. We'll go to Anastasia.
Hi everyone, I'm Anastasia. I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia. And one fun thing I did this summer was finish my reading list. And a boring fact about me is I read too many books.
Okay, thank you, Anastasia. And then we'll go to Carly.
Hi, I'm Carly. I'm from Buffalo, Minnesota. And something fun I did this summer was I got to go to my cabin. And a boring fact about me, I guess, is that I watch a lot of TV.
Thank you, Carly. We'll go to Chrissy.
Hello, I'm Chrissy. I am originally from Asheville, North Carolina. This summer I moved to Minnesota from Michigan, where I've been living for the last 3 years. And a boring fact about me is that I think my dog is the cutest dog in the whole world.
That's wonderful. Okay, so Coleman.
Hi everybody, I'm Coleman. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. A fun thing that I did this summer was at the very end I roasted a whole hog with my good buddy. And a boring fact about me is I've never been outside the United States before.
All right. There will be opportunities, Coleman. Dan.
Hello, I'm Dan. I'm originally from Racine, Wisconsin. The most fun thing I did this summer is I also went on a week road trip to Colorado with my best friends. And then a boring fact about me is I have 2 middle names.
Oh, what are they?
James T. So it's just an initial for my second name.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dan. We'll move on to Dawn.
Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. I'm originally from Thailand, and one fun thing I did over the summer was that I learned to cook Italian food. And one boring thing about me is that I always wear glasses.
Thank you, Dawn. We'll go to Dylan.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and I'm from Illinois. One fun fact about me this summer is I played in a competitive bags league, and a boring fact about myself is I sleep exclusively on my stomach.
Okay. Cool. All right, we'll go to Emil.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily. I'm originally from Honolulu, Hawaii. One fun thing I did this summer was I was a quality control intern, which I thought was a great experience. And then one boring thing about me is that I'm right-handed.
Okay. Oh, you go by Emily. Sorry, I thought it was.
Yeah, it's okay. People get it wrong all the time. Okay.
All right, but now I know. Okay, and then Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm from Plymouth, Michigan. One fun thing I did this summer is I learned how to play tennis the right way. And then one boring thing is that I've been making a lot of muffins recently.
Yum. Okay, and then we'll go to Holly. Or is that Holland? Holland?
Yeah, either way, I go by Holly or Holland. I'm from Elk River, Minnesota. One fun thing I did over this summer was I bought a mini 3-wheeler to ride around on, and a boring fact about me, I'm an only child.
All right. Irene?
Hi, I'm Irene, and I'm from Seoul, Korea. And one fun thing I did this summer is that I went to Seattle. And one boring thing about me is that I'm also only child.
Okay. Let's see. We go to Jean Cormack.
Hi, I'm Jean. I'm originally from Rogers, Minnesota. The fun thing I did this summer was I dog sat for one of my friends, and a boring fact about me is I have an older sister.
That's boring. That's funny. Okay, so the other Jean Go, is that how you say your last name?
Yeah, my
Okay.
name is Jean. So I am from Malaysia. I just transferred here in 2018 to study at this university. One fun thing that I did during the summer is that I went to a sunflower field with my friend. It was my first time seeing sunflower. And one boring thing about me is that I like to take naps.
John?
Hey everyone, I'm John. Originally kind of from all over the place. A fun fact, I took my dog hiking a lot this summer. Boring fact is I also like to nap.
Good. Okay, Katie Carlson?
I'm Katie. Fun fact about me is I just got a Pomsky puppy. And a boring fact about me is, I don't know.
Where are you right now?
I'm at work.
That's a boring fact. There you go.
Yeah, I'm actually at a food plant, so yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Katie. And then we have another Katie, Ashbrook.
Hi, yeah, I'm the other Katie. So I'm from Minneapolis. A fun thing I did this summer was I did a road trip out to the Pacific Northwest to do some camping and hiking for 2 weeks with my best friend. And then I guess the boring fact is I'm an oldest sibling, or I'm the oldest.
Okay, thank you, Katie. And then we'll go to Lenny. Lenny, you?
Hi everyone, I'm Lenny and I'm from China and I'm in China right now. It's 2 a.m. for me. And so the boring thing would be that I can attend the lab section if we have to go in person. So I have to drop the class if that's the case. And one fun thing would be that it took me about, over $10,000 to go back home this summer.
Is that considered fun thing?
For me, it's kind of, yeah.
Oh my
funny.
gosh. Wow. Thank you, Lenny. Let's hope for the best for you. Okay. Then we'll go to Megan Clark.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm from Heartland, Wisconsin. Something fun that I did over the summer was I went to Bayfield, Wisconsin and went kayaking through the sea caves, which was really cool. I recommend it. And then something boring is that sometimes I knit in my free time.
Thank you, Megan. We'll go to Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm from Stillwater, Minnesota. One fun thing I did this summer was visit my friend in Newport Beach, California. And it was my first time being to California. And then one boring thing about me is that I don't swim in lakes, oceans, or rivers.
Good fact. Okay, and then we'll go to, I saw Michelle.
I'm
And
here.
then, oh, okay. Hi.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I had a lot of fun this summer. I did a lot of camping and I hung out by a lake a lot, so that was great. And there are lots of boring things about me. It's hard to pick just one. I'm pretty boring. I have 2 small kids, so I don't really have a life. I'm really boring.
Oh, that's cute though. 2 kids.
Cute. I'm boring.
All right, so we'll go to Sam Adler.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm from Orange County, California. Over the summer, I made a video talking about the science behind the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Burger. And a boring fact about me is that I drink instant coffee.
Thank you, Sam. Chu or Chuchan?
Yeah. Hi. I just go by Shu, and I'm from China. I'm junior this year, and the fun thing for me is I planted ginger, garlic, and tomato at my apartment this summer, and the harvest is really good. Um, and the boring thing about me is that I finished the biochemistry this summer.
Okay, that's an achievement. All right. We'll go to Stephen or Steve. What would you like to go back by?
Either one's fine. I'm originally from Iowa, and I guess the fun thing I did this summer was the wife and the dogs and I went to the UP for hiking and fishing. And a boring thing is that was my first vacation in like 7 years, so I pretty much don't do anything. So.
Thank you, Steve. And I think I skipped Georgina. Did I skip you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go for
no,
it.
it's okay. Okay, so my name is Georgina Savio. I come from East Timor. It's a small island close to Australia. And fun things I did during summer is I went to stay in cabin in Lake Tahoe for a month. And boring facts, I listened to old music.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to Tech Hero.
Fun thing I did this summer, actually 4 days ago, I went skydiving. Boring fact, I drink 2 cans of Red Bull every day.
Okay, and then Yuen. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Please say your name correctly for me.
Green. I'm from Vietnam, and one fun fact about me, I went back to Vietnam this summer, and one more thing about me, I'm a cat person.
Thank you. And I think there's somebody that joined, and I don't know who that was. Last joined a little late. Or did we go over? Rachel, do we know who the last person that joined?
Did we have Allie B introduce herself yet?
Oh,
No,
Allie
we
B.
didn't.
Oh, okay, Allie, why did we miss you? Okay, go
I
for
don't
it.
know. I'm Allie. Fun fact about me this summer was I went to South Dakota for the first time. So that was fun. And a boring fact is I like car rides. The longer the better.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And then let's see, did we miss anybody? Please speak up if we missed you and you did not introduce yourself. Oh, there is.
Hello.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm JJ. I came from China, and the boring thing is I moved out from my old apartment, and the interesting is we drive from Minnesota to Illinois Champaign.
Thank you. And you go by JJ, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's great. I'm glad to meet you all, and I know that we spent a little bit time introducing ourselves, but that's good. We have plenty of time to go over the class material and the class lectures, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm happy to see all of you, and I'm going to start.
I'm on video. I'm on. Oh, sorry.
Rachel. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to walk you through how the class is going to be structured and some information before diving into the class material. So I'll start sharing my screen here. And what you see here is the first slide of my PowerPoint lecture. This is my email and my office phone number. I won't be mostly in office this semester. Only when I'm teaching, I'll be around. As you know, we have to work from home if we can work from home. So the best way to reach me is via email. But I'll go over as well our office hours in a minute here. So I sent you already in an email the lecture material for today, but you do have a lecture packet that is optional, and you can get it from the Student Center. So if you wanted to have all your lectures in one place, you can get it. Otherwise, I will be posting every week the material that you need, or the lecture slides that I'll be covering that week. I'll be posting that on Canvas. So speaking of Canvas, I'm just going to walk you through the Canvas and the information that you can find there before going into other details. So I'm just going to stop here the slideshow and then go to Canvas. Where is it? Not this one. Okay. So this is the the Canvas, and you all have access to it via your MyU. And when you go to the class, it will take you to the home. But if you go to modules, you'll have the information that you need. So you'll see here is there are folders for all of the material that you need. Here you have the syllabus, the schedule, and the student learning outcomes. I'll walk you through them in a minute, but the syllabus is very important for you to learn, to understand, or to read, to understand what the course is about and how it's structured, and also the distribution of grades. And the schedule gives you an idea about, of course, what's happening when. And the student learning outcome documents, if you click here, you'll see that it is there, and it's basically that's the syllabus, that's the student learning outcome. It basically outlines the overall outcomes that we want you to have at the end of the class. So you have overall student learning outcomes, and then you have specific student learning outcome for every section in that we cover. So there are the general chapters we cover at the beginning and what you need to know from each of these. And then we have the chromatography section, we have spectroscopy section, and then we have the compositional analysis, and then we have the characterization section. So these can serve as study guide to you. So every time we finish a section and you study it for a quiz or for an exam, you can go to this here and test yourself. Do I know how to explain the need and the application of official methods of analysis, the ones that we have covered in class? Do I know how to explain it? If I don't, I go back and study so that I'm ready to explain it, because a lot of times in the quiz and exam, I ask you to explain a certain principle or to provide an application for a specific method. So this serves as a guide and a study guide, actually, for the different sections. So please have a look at that. And let's go back to Canvas. So I go back to modules here. You will also find lab information and guides. So here there are the general lab information. There will be information specific for every week, but this is what you really need to look at as a general idea of the lab. We'll go over that on Friday, actually, all of the different the details that you see here, like how would you format your lab report, the grading guide, how do you have the format for the references that you use for the lab reports, and then some general safety and laboratory errors and MSDS sheets. That's an example of an MSDS MSDS sheet for a reagent. So these are general information, and I'll go over some of the lab specifics on Friday. So going to modules, again, you'll find that I have sample quizzes and exams. So this is from last year. So all of the quizzes and exam, well, that we had 2 quizzes and 1 midterm. I don't have the final here. I don't post the final. So we have 2 quizzes and an exam, and these are the ones that we had last year. So this would be good practice for you. When you're done studying, you can go in and try to solve it. Open the one without the key, and then you try to solve it, and then you'll have the one with the key to compare your answers. If you answer mostly correctly, that means you're ready for the quiz, although it won't be the same answers or the same questions. So this year, the quizzes and exam format will look a little different because we're going to have them all online. And as we get closer to the quizzes time and exams, which you'll find on the syllabus and also the schedule, you know when we have an exam or a quiz. So they will be structured differently just because we don't want to collect papers, just to be safe and to protect you and protect us from having to deal with papers going around. So I will have to figure out how to do them online because my quizzes and exams are mostly you write short essays, you have equations to solve, and sometimes I ask you to draw figures. So it's not as easy as a multiple choice setup of a quiz that I would have to set it up. But Laura, our Canvas queen, is going to help me configure quizzes and exams. So more information to come, but solving these sample quizzes would ensure that you know the material and you're ready for the quiz or the exam. Okay, other information you find under the general section, you'll find textbook study questions. These are coming directly from the book. It will be good for studying to solve these questions. And if you want the key, I have the key. You just have to ask me and I will give you the key. We don't post the key for this online just because the editor doesn't want us to post key of these questions online. And then during the semester, when you submit a lab report, what we normally do is we select a good lab report that followed the format and had a good context or content, and we post this as an example for you to prepare your next lab report. So you will find them posted here. I don't have anything right now because I don't post it before you submit your lab report. So you submit your lab report, then we post an example, then it gives you an idea for the next lab report. The other thing I post, which you will not find anything yet here, is after you submit your lab report, I post the key for the questions. And this is helpful when you study, you have the key for the questions. A lot of the questions in quizzes and exams come from your experience in the lab and questions that we dealt with in the lab and in your lab report. So I post the key for you here for you to study them before the quizzes and exam. And then when you take the quiz and exam, we generate the key and we put that key up. So when we return your quizzes and exams, you can see and compare your answers to the key and come to us if you have questions or concerns. So these are the general information you'll find on Canvas. Now, then you go to every week. So this week is week 1. So you'll find the lecture material under lecture material, obviously. So you see the first lecture and the second lecture. This year is going to be a little different. We are going to go slower. I won't get to nutrition labeling this week just because we have this structure of Zoom. We needed to do the introductions. I need to cover the lab material intro in lecture to kind of reduce the amount of time you stay in the lab for your safety. So it'll be a little bit different. And sometimes because of that, I'm going to ask you I will record the lecture and ask you to just watch that lecture on your own to kind of keep up with the material and not to fall behind. Okay, so go back to modules here. And the other thing that you'll see under week 1 is recorded lectures. So these are recorded from last year and the year before. I keep them there in case something goes off with the recording of the current year. I have a backup from last year. So you won't see the backup. I won't, there is here an option to make it visible. I don't make the old ones visible. I'll make the new ones only visible to you, but if we need the old ones, I'll make them available as well. Now, here's the important thing, lab material. Every week you'll find we have a folder specific for the lab. And then when you click on it, well, this is from last year. We're gonna update it for the 2020. You'll find what you need for the lab that week. These all will be updated because we're doing it a little different this year, especially that it's going to be virtual. So you'll find under the lab material, you'll find a video that would be specific to that week. Because what we're trying to do is, again, limit your number, the time you are physically in the lab. Well, this doesn't apply for the first lab because you're anyway going to do that virtually, but in the future labs, hopefully we can do them in person. We will have videos for instruction, for introductions and instruction. So instead of going to the lab and listening to our introductions and instructions, you'll have a video about that. And I'll explain more and talk specific about that more on Friday. But basically, you have to watch the video before you come to the lab. Otherwise, you will not be able to run the lab because we won't give you instructions. We expect that you come, you know what you're doing, and you start right away. So the video is very important. And for us to track how you are, that you are actually watching the video, there will be a quiz online for the video, as well as checking your lab notebook. So your lab notebook will have information that you need to fill based on the video as you have watched it. So the introduction, you take notes when you watch the introduction, and then you take notes for the instruction. So you put that in your lab notebook, and when you come to lab, we check that you have taken notes, so you actually watched the video and you're ready for the class. So I will specifically go through that in more detail on Friday as well, with what kind of lab notebook you need and what sections go into your lab notebook. What do you want to write in your lab notebook and what do you want to include in your lab notebook. One thing specific video that we will post also under week 1 is lab safety. How are we going to conduct the lab in a safe manner under COVID restrictions? So this is a very crucial video that I expect you to view and to be well, it doesn't impact next week, but the week after, definitely that video needs to be observed and follow the instructions in that video in order to have a safe environment and safe laboratory setting for everybody involved. Okay. So Laura is in charge of the Canvas. So you will see that if we have an online quiz, you will see the online quiz on Canvas and we will send you notification with that. And we usually put quizzes and assignment based on the week that they are the subject, the relevant to the subject that we are covering. Let's say week 1, you'll see that your pre-lab quiz is posted for you to take, and then you will see a place to turn it in. There will be a place to turn in your pre-lab quizzes and also a place to turn in your lab reports. Because again, we will not have you turn in paper, anything print out of paper. Everything will be handled online. So you will see assignments and due dates, and when the assignment due date will actually close. So then you won't be able to turn in anything beyond the specified date and time. I know this is a lot of information now to take in, but what I usually do is every Friday afternoon, I send an informative email to the students. And this year in particular, this informative email will include how the lab will be shaped. And every week is going to be a little bit different. Next week is all virtual, so we will have specific instructions on how to run that lab. And then the week after, if we get back in person, there will be specifics for that lab and so on. You'll get the information on Friday afternoon. So I expect to please make sure you look at your email on Friday and be prepared during the weekend if you have a Monday lab to go through what you're supposed to go through prior to the lab. And then you'll see similar things every week. So the lecture material, the lab material, assignments, due dates, everything that you need per each week. So the Canvas is your tool to go to, and then there's myself and Laura. If you have any questions about Canvas or problems with assignments or turning in or quizzes, it would be me and Laura, one of our TAs. Okay. Let's go back here to my slides. I do have a few more minutes left. So basically, I went through Canvas and we introduced, and earlier we introduced ourselves, and so we went over that, instructors, lab coordinator, and TAs. Textbook. So this is your textbook. It is the 5th edition of the food analysis, and it is good to have. You can purchase this, but also you have access to it online through the library. It's a good resource depending on where you go work next. It is definitely a good resource, and I do have students, previous students, come to me or email me and tell me how much they're benefiting from the textbook itself and the class material. So it's a good resource, but you can access it online. It's good to read chapters ahead of time just to familiarize yourself, or maybe read them afterwards to kind of strengthen a certain knowledge. Now, the lab manual is this lab manual, and it is the 3rd edition. And this is good to purchase because you would need it in the lab for several of the labs. We would need the manual. Some labs we conduct by giving you the lab instructions ourselves. We call it lab addendums. Other times we just follow instructions directly from the lab manual. We talked about the course packet. Things I want to draw your attention to on the syllabus. So here we go. It's a writing intensive class. So I have described what a writing intensive is right here. Let's see where I described that. Writing intensive. So it is the only food science and nutrition or food science class that you would take as a writing intensive, and it's your senior level writing intensive course. So this means we have to do some writing, and that is mostly in your lab reports. And you do get very detailed comments throughout to improve the writing of, or scientific writing, or your lab reports will improve over time due to the comments that you receive on each lab report. So if you need help with writing, there are resources that I point out here. And so you can benefit from the resources on campus to improve your writing, and I allow you time to do that for writing a lab report, and I'll talk about that more on Friday. So this is your distribution of grades. So it's 30 points for each quiz, and then 100 points for the midterm and 200 points for the final. But look at the lab reports. They almost represent 1/3 of your grade. So lab reports are important, and I'll emphasize those on Friday. And you can see that a lot of lab components are really important. The lab notebook, the pre-lab quizzes are very important. One additional thing that I will have to kind of specify for each week and each virtual assignment, I included points for these virtual sessions and exercises. So your participation and completion of these exercises will be graded. And I'll give more structure to that depending on the week. Participation, involvement, and attendance. It will be great to attend in person or live online. It will allow for you to make comments, ask questions, answer questions, and it shows involvement really. But you're adults, I'm not gonna bind you to attend. You don't wanna attend, don't wanna attend. But I do have this 50 points assigned to how much you're involved in class, and then the number of participation. You can earn up to 30 points of participation. So when you participate in class, either by asking a question or by answering a question or making a comment and suggestion, you get 2 points. So 15 participation will give you your 30 points. The other 20 points are subjective, and I give them based on your involvement, how well you're involved in the class, and your attendance, and so on. There is more detailed information for each section here that I would like you to read and take your time in it. I still have 1 minute for class. I just want to make sure that I covered at least everything I wanted to cover as introduction. One last thing before I let you go is this semester is really different for us. Some of you have already had online classes last spring, but given that it's a lab class, it is really going to be interesting, an adventure, as Cindy says it is, and we will be making adjustments to make the lab safe and to give you as much experience as we can given the circumstances. So bear with us. Every week will be determined weekly. We don't have a plan for the entire semesters, but we will have a plan definitely every Friday for the next week. So bear with us, and it's going to be good. We promise that it's going to be good. So this is all I wanted to say in terms of introductions. I will start next Friday introducing food analysis in general, and I will spend 20 to 25 minutes towards the end going over lab-related introductions to get you ready. I might record a lecture just to keep up. I will let you know if there will be a recorded lecture that I want you to listen to before Monday. So with that, I'm going to end here. It's our time. I thank everybody again for being here. I look forward to meeting you in person potentially. If not, just seeing you on Zoom every week. So take care, everybody, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
Yes, you have a question?
Yeah. Does the lab manual must be the paper book, or can I use the online one?
You can use the online. Often we tell you to bring your laptop with you anyway to do calculations, so you can have that. If that is good for you, you can. Sometimes we find it easier that you have it in front of you and you can flip through it, but definitely you can use it online if that is okay for you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Rachel, I don't see how to end the recording.
It should say like where you started the recording.
I can stop recording.